Hey, what's going on? Guys, it's a Minecraft video, and today we're going to be going over all of the blocks that come with 1.17. And I am actually not using 1.17, I'm using 1.17 Release Candidate 2, which is just basically one of the release candidates for the 1.17 snapshot, and I'm going to be using that snapshot to be going over all of the 1.17 blocks that come with the update. And yeah, I'm going to be showing you all the new stuff and what you can expect from the new update, so stick around, hit that like button down below if you guys enjoyed this video. Now the YouTube algorithm really favors likes and watch time, so if you guys could please hit that like button down below. It helps out this video and other videos of mine get pushed into the recommended and people's homepages, and also hit the subscribe button down below if you're at all new to my channel. And yeah, also hit the notification bell so you guys can find when I upload. As you can see in front of me, we have all of the blocks that come in the 1.17 update, starting with Deepslate and ending with the Azalea bushes all the way over there with the Azalea tree. And I guess let's start over here. You can see we have Deepslate bricks. I believe this is chiseled Deepslate, which kind of look like an armor piece. And then these are Deepslate tiles, cracked Deepslate tiles, Deepslate, and polished Deepslate, and this is all of the Deepslate stuff that comes with the 1.17 update. And yeah, you can find this Deepslate stuff under y=0. So basically under the regular word limit, you can find this Deepslate and stuff. And yeah, it is really cool as they are trying to add new blocks into caves and new varieties, and people have been wanting the cave update for forever. I know that, especially with the 1.16 and 1.15 updates, caving has got relatively boring. So having a cave update and having these new blocks that we can play around with and stuff are amazing. Next up, we have Calcite and Tuff, and these two blocks can be found with Amethyst geodes, where I'll get into Amethyst later down the line. But yeah, these blocks can come with Amethyst geodes, and these are also very nice building blocks to use. So you could use this in, like, I believe the Calcite looks kind of like a calcium marble type thing, and the Tuff kind of looks like more of a rocky ground to me. So this could be used in terraforming and stuff. I know I am personally going to be using in terraforming. But yeah, these are new blocks that we can use that are found with Amethyst geodes, but also just brand new building blocks. Now moving on, we have Dripstone. Dripstone is a very special block. This is a block right here, and this is Dripstone right here. And we're just going to play around with Dripstone for a second. So Dripstone it's like this kind of spike thing, and you can actually build it up to have it do more damage. And yeah, there is a Dripstone block set up there, and if I'm underneath it and I just break the block, you can see how it falls through me and breaks, and that would do damage to me if I was in survival mode. And yeah, you need these Dripstone blocks to place the Dripstones, and that is how they will be found. But they won't be found facing up, they will be found facing down, so they can fall on top of you while caving. And one, this makes it more interesting to be caving, but two, it also gives another variable of risk while caving. But also, if you put lava on top of these blocks, it will have lava be dripping out of it, as well as water out of the Dripstone point over here. And that is really cool, because this way you have basically infinite lava, which, I mean, I'm not gonna mind. We can make infinite lava farms and stuff, which is another very, very, very cool thing that is being added to the 1.17 snapshot. But moving on from Dripstone and stuff like that, we're going to be moving into the ores. And as you can see, there used to be only one type of ore, but now there are two. One, the first thing they did with the ores is that they retextured the ores, so you can see all like the coal, the iron, the gold, and everything. It has a different texture to it, except the diamonds. The diamonds, I think, are a little bit like shinier and stuff, but they've kept the original design, because diamonds are very, very like old and a very iconic element of Minecraft, so they've done that, and they've kept it as it is. But the rest of them have got a major update in the textures, but also there are new variations. There is a variation for the regular stone, and then one for the Deepslate, and this can be found for every single type of ore. As you can see down the line, every single ore has a Deepslate variant to it, which is very, very cool, because I mean, now that the stone stuff won't be standing out like it used to do in the other snapshots. It won't be, you will still be able to miss ores like you have done with stone. So in like a stony environment, or above y is equal to 0. Anything above there, that is basically underground per se. Stone, you will get the stone variations of the ore, but now once you're under that y=0, you will get Deepslate variations of the ore, and they do the exact same thing. but it just looks cooler and helps blend it to the environment. And also for these three right here, your iron, your gold, and your copper, you have like these ores. So we have raw iron, raw gold, and raw copper, as you can see here. So if I throw in that piece of iron, you will see that smelting iron and like smelting any type of the ore, they will give you an ingot, but if you mine the iron and you mine the ore, they'll give you these raw iron. And yeah, you can see how raw iron is made by mining it, so you don't get the ores anymore. Sadly, for none of these blocks now you will get ores. You will get their drops, which I mean, I guess it is a little more realistic, but also you will now need Silk Touch for these ores as you did for every other type of ore. But yeah, mining either variation of the three types of blocks, you will get the raw version of it, but then if you Silk Touch and you smelt it, you will get the smelted version of it. And I believe if you smelt raw iron, you should get an iron ingot. It is the same steps basically to get that iron ingot, but now instead of getting the iron ore, you get raw iron. And with these raw iron and raw materials, you can also get bean-like looking blocks. So let me just bring these three up here, and you can see how we have three new types of blocks: raw iron, raw gold, and raw copper block. And to be honest, they look like beans. Everyone in the Minecraft community said it. I'm not gonna disregard them. They do look like beans. But yeah, they look like beans, and they're just a new block that you can play around with. I'm sure professional builders and stuff, they'll find a way to use these blocks in a very, very, very nice looking build, but I personally don't have anything to do with them. I'm probably never going to make these or use them unless I'm making canned beans. And yeah, anyway, moving down here, we have focused on those types of ores, but these types of ores are the exact same as before, just a massive texture U-Haul and a new Deepslate version of it. So moving on to Amethyst over here, you can see that I have covered this before, so this is going to be very, very, very brief. But there is the Amethyst budding, which is the block that all these amethyst crystals are placed on, and there are different sizes. That's small, that is the medium size right here, it is slightly bigger, and then large is much bigger, and your amethyst clusters, which are the biggest. And breaking any one of these three immature ones per se, where they're not the biggest they can be, you will get one amethyst shard, which looks something like this and what I have in my hand. But then breaking these, you will get multiple amethyst shards, and you do need this budding block to place down amethyst. All amethyst clusters will spawn on budding blocks, and budding blocks actually grow amethysts, and they actually help grow the amethysts, and just having one of these down, it will eventually grow amethyst clusters. Now with these amethyst shards, you can make this amethyst block right here, which looks very, very pretty and also has a very, very cool sound. Walking on amethyst does give a very nice sound, and so does placing amethyst blocks. And breaking them too also gives a very, very, very nice sound. So I mean, amethyst, it's a really, really nice crystal per se, and it can be used in a lot of stuff like the spyglass. And here's the spyglass. The spyglass is this thing that helps you see very far away, and the last time I covered it, it was circular, but now they have changed it for it to be a square spyglass, which just keeps in touch with the Minecraft theme and all that. But yeah, and now it helps you see, and you can also see the glass that's put in there, and this will help you just zoom in a little bit, but it doesn't matter on the render distance. So the farther your render distance is, the farther you will be able to see, just like normal Minecraft. Moving on from the amethyst and amethyst stuff, we're going to move on to this massive copper area. Copper is the new material that has been added to the game, and with that comes new types of blocks, and I'm just going to go over a quick rundown really quick of all the types of blocks. So we have copper block, and then this is actually renamed to exposed copper. This isn't lightly weathered anymore, and then this is weathered copper, and then this is oxidized copper. And these are the new names for these four types of blocks, and this is the progression that copper will go from being perfectly brand new over here to being fully weathered over here. And then there are cut versions of the blocks over here. There's copper, then there is exposed copper, weathered copper, and oxidized copper, and these are the ones that you can make slabs and stairs and all that kind of stuff out of. But the only problem with these is these ones will still weather too, so you want to be careful that if you don't want them to weather, you want to use waxed stuff, which I'll come to in a second. But these are the cut versions of the regular copper block that do get weathered, but you can also make slabs and stuff out of them. So if you want like a house that is slowly weathering and you want to include slabs and stairs into it, these are the blocks that you want to use. And over here we have waxed copper stuff. These aren't the waxed cut copper, those are next, but this is waxed copper. And when you wax something, you do need to use a honeycomb to wax the copper, and with that, your copper won't oxidize anymore. And these are the four blocks that are your wax versions of the regular copper blocks. These aren't the cut ones, so you can't make slabs and stairs and stuff out of them. Then last but not least, we have your waxed cut blocks, and these are your four types of waxed cut blocks. So these are the ones that you can make slabs and stairs and all that stuff out of. and these ones won't weatherize, so you can leave them out and they will be looking like this forever. Next up, we have candles. We have a bunch of different candles, as you can see, and mainly it's this one right here. This is a candle, and if you get a flint and steel, you can light it and you can see how it glows, and all of them do actually glow and become brighter, and they also do give off a light level, so these are very good. Instead of having to put torches up in your house, which honestly they do look ugly, you can now use candles as decoration as well as light and light protection. And yeah, you can also use this as light protection in your house, so mobs and stuff won't spawn in them. And yeah, there are every single color of dye can make a different version of dyed candles, so you can match it exactly to your aesthetic of your build. Last but not least, we have azalea bushes, and these are another thing that you can find in the caves, especially these azalea bushes are what you'll find in the caves. But these azalea trees that you can see here, these will be found above ground, and these are what will tell you that there's an azalea bush cave underneath it. So these will only grow on top of azalea bush caves, so if you see one of these while exploring the world, you'll know that there is a cave underneath there, which is always a reliable source to go to, which I mean that's also pretty neat. And you can find two types: azalea, the regular azalea bush, and a flowering azalea bush, and these are the leaves that go along with it. And as you can see here, you can get both types of leaves from the tree, which is very nice. And yeah, these are just another aesthetic thing that will be added to the game under the caves when they actually redo all of the caves and the generation. And yeah, another thing that will be in these caves are moss and moss carpet, which are over here. So these are moss blocks, so as you can see, and these are moss carpets, as you can see, and these will just be underneath the cave, kind of giving off like a grown off moss vibe down there, where, you know, it's been old and it's been run down with plants and all that. And yeah, you'll typically find all of these together in an azalea bush cave. And yeah, I will be having at least one more video on the 1.17 updates when they bring out the 1.17 generation textures and all that, which will be very nice, as finally seeing the new caves in all of its glory will be amazing. But yeah, last but not least, I have some last minute additions. So first, you can take this moss block right here, and if you grab some bone meal, you can actually bone meal the block. And this is how you get stuff like your azalea bushes and stuff like that. So if I come over here and I bone meal that, this is how you get your moss carpet and more moss and azalea bushes, and then you bone meal that, and that's how you get your azalea trees. But also, whenever you grow an azalea tree, you also get this block called a rooted dirt, and it's always the block underneath it, as you can see. And this is another like nice terraforming building block type block, which is actually pretty hard to get since it is only found under these azalea trees. So if I come over here and break that, you can see how there's another block of rooted dirt right here. So yeah, next thing we're gonna go over is tinted glass, and tinted glass is a special type of glass that doesn't allow light through it. So this can be used in stuff like mob spawners and all that, where you can actually see your mob spawner running now if you just cover it in tinted glass so there's no light going through it. And yeah, this is a very cool addition to the game, is now we can see through like a glass and see stuff that we might not have been able to previously see because of light levels. Next thing we have are two different things. One, we have glowberries and glow leeches. So glowberries, so yeah, in the cave you'll find these glowberry vines, as you can see, and on these vines they will grow glowberries, and you can eat these. So this is like another food source you can find in the cave, which has been an addition that I've really wanted because I always run out of food while caving. But yeah, this is another way to get food that you can find in the caves. And also we have glow leeches. So glow leeches is like, it's a type of vine that also gives off a light level. So this is another, like, if you're gonna make like a house in the cave or like some cave aesthetic build, this would be a nice way to incorporate light into the build without making it look too obvious, like torches and all that. So yeah, this is it's also just there to provide light in the cave so you can see in there. Another thing we have are drip leaves. Drip leaves have been a very anticipated item in the game, and the way drip leaf works is whenever you stand on them, they will fall like that, or if you throw any item on top of it, your items will also fall. This is a very cool new addition to the game, as now there are other blocks that get affected by gravity in different ways. This is a very nice addition to the parkour community, as a lot of parkours will now be using drip leaves. But yeah, that's the video, and if you do, then hit that like button down below. It really helps me and the YouTube algorithm realize that they need to push my content more. So yeah, hitting that like button will help me in showing me that you like the video, and will also help me in recommending these videos to other people. And yeah, also hit the subscribe button down below if you guys aren't already subscribed. We make amazing content out here, and the upload schedule should be more and more consistent as the summer starts to roll into schools and all that. So I should be making a lot more content and with a lot more friends. So hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you guys can get notified whenever I upload, as I will be uploading pretty regularly. But see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.